Ladies and gentlemen, this is how to photo booth, take one, and this is one of the first edition book on the photo booth life hack written by me. So some of the notes from my book is following. It covers various subjects like our perspective as the photo booth attendant, as the photo booth manager, as the photo booth owner, as the client. So I'm looking at this from various points of view and from my personal experience. Chapters that I discuss here are following. I talk about marketing, setup, pricing, um, what else? The advertising, SEO, and troubleshooting. What else? Um, what to do during, after, before, safety reasons, and stuff like that. So let me give you a couple of pointers from the book. Um, as far as the good context suggestions, get the phone numbers and emails for the DJ and MC and photographers and venue owners, catering company if it's not a restaurant, so they can hire you, and those connections could be useful. Get a Wi-Fi name and password in advance, so you don't have to do it when you come to the place. They might not know or not have the right person at the time. You can set up a software prior to the event, so you have the script ready with the client, so those things will save time. Setup time, you need to find the best spot at the venue for the booth. Ask them where they would suggest, and consider, because the wires is important, so no one falls. Safety matters. You need to consider where the best light will be. So you want to use your light, but also you might take advantage of the venue light, especially if you film with the folks who have dark skin. The better light really makes a difference. You need to care about the power source and cord extension. So not every place have lots of power stations. So bring quite a few different ones. So you need to charge your printer, your camera, and maybe some phone and stuff, lights. Uh, you do not want to give much chance for the people to knock off the booth. So make sure that you kind of cover the station, so it's not on the way of the crowd when the people are moving. I talk in the book about the pricing of the services. Let's say if Lady Gaga comes to the event, and probably I would be willing to do the event for free. That to just advertise to her and talk to her. If it's average Joe, I will have average pricing. If the weather conditions can be also considered, if it's cold in the winter, it's rain, so to carry equipment and it's somewhere far in the park, those things matters. Do they require insurance in the venue? Because if you put your plug-in in their lights, and the lights in the cables in the wall get burned down, you might have expensive issue with insurance. Bad weather like a storm, rain, like major national disasters might affect the event. So those things also makes a difference on pricing. Consider those and with the cancellation policy and details. If you have a busy location like Midtown Manhattan, and then perhaps you have to charge extra for the parking and tolls and gas and travel time. So make sure that you think if the event is only 2 hours, you might take it 3 hours one way and 3 hours another way, plus maybe an hour or two looking for parking and carrying stuff location. So not all events are the same. If the event is on Christmas Day and the or New Year or busy day like when everybody wants to get married, that also makes a difference in priority. Those days when you can charge full price and or even higher pricing than like regular weekdays when there are no gigs for the photo booth. If you book on that day, the client might want to take the job and charge cost that might cancel production. If the client, yes, if the client is booking you on the same day, that's a very short notice, and so that also could be considered important. If a client cancels on you on the last minute, which often happen, people cancel the parties, people lose jobs, or someone dies, or in the family, or something. So you need to have those deposits considered in that time, because you cancel someone else, and then the first gig doesn't come into place. Find equilibrium, what's fair for everyone, for you and for the client, and so you can still make money. You do not work at the cost. I mean, you have to make a profit. It's still business, right? Consider equipment breaks, car breaks. You need to price all that in. Marketing effort also has to be priced in. If you spend time marketing for your for your services, that's also time that you need to get paid. If I sell photography service for good money, like let's say 1,500 and up, I would be willing to throw a photo booth for free as maybe a free service. I would sell a photo booth to high-end photographers and filmmakers as additional perk, so they can offer that as additional, part of their production. If I do photography, it's like for $500, for example, and I would charge additional $100 for simple tablet booth with no printer. That might also work. Because I just put it, it doesn't take much work to set up and take care of it. If I would sell it as a standalone service, I might start with the 200 and up, for example. For the printer services, I would charge maybe additional $100, because so basic 2 hours with the printing and DSLR starts like 300 and up. If attendant there, I might charge additional $100 and up. So all those things come into consideration. The props getting burned and used and stolen and broken. So you need to consider all those things when you do the pricing. We can custom price. Depends on the road conditions. If it's a busy season or particular day, like I kind of covered, it's Christmas. Everybody wants to be home with their loved ones, so you can charge more for those days when you really want to to be with your family. Let's say weddings are often in August, so it's a high season. You might charge more on those days. So end of December, busy like holidays, parties, and that's when the most gigs take place for the photo booth. As far as the let's do it as a separate one.